everybody slide in. I just want to welcome you guys. Good evening. This is the Truth Tribe, and I'm Dawn Thompson. And I want to thank you all for being here. Those of you who are newbies, a lot of times we have newbies and I don't catch you till the end of the call, so welcome. And all of you who have been here with me for years, we've been through a lot, but now we are starting to evolve. And I really want to open some of these calls up so you guys understand that I do these calls so you can learn. But when you're learning, I want you to open up and go, I kind of wondering about this, Dawn. It may not be on par with the topic. I want you guys to start opening up to discussions. At the end, I'm going to ask you some Q&A about some other mini masterclasses. So I want you to think about it through tonight's call, what you would like me to discuss maybe, or have other topics that we could review. Because it's always what I think is going on in the universe. I think that's helpful, but sometimes I think it's not getting you where you're comfortable, okay? So remember, you're all perfect exactly where you are in this now moment. There is nothing wrong with you, and that I love you. And tonight we are going to talk about detoxing M&Ms. Not the M&Ms you eat, not peanut M&Ms, because I love those, but I'm kidding. Some different M&Ms. So I think what I'm picking up with a lot of you is that you're starting to experience it, the lines lately, okay? The veil between dimensions, which there's not a veil, but I try to teach you what it kind of feels like. And the lines have been very blurry lately, right? Have you guys noticed this? And then all of a sudden, there's some days where you feel totally lost. And then the next day you feel crystal clarity. Like you're so crystal clear. And then all of a sudden, like a minute later, you're like kind of blurry again. Like, what should I do? Like there's absolutely no path. And then all of a sudden when you change focus, right, you know exactly where to go. But the path that I need you all to understand is the path that you trust is the key, even when it's not easy to see. You're not quite sure where it is. You're not quite sure where you can see it. It's always the path that you feel amplified from instead of depleted. That's how you know. That's how you get through the blurry confusion, kind of blurry moments where you're like, the path is blurry, the focus is blurry. I just don't know where to go. And I've been doing all these things, but they still don't quite make sense. Even if it doesn't make sense, but it amplifies you instead of depletes you, that's how you know you just keep moving and having trust that you're in the right path, okay? So tonight, I want to talk about detoxing the 3 M's, right? What are the 3 M's? They associate with everything I teach, which is body, mind, spirit, all right? And so tonight we're going to talk about metal, associated with body, mental, associated with mind, and emotion, associated with spirit, okay? Emotions, specifically stagnant emotions, okay? So let's start with spirit, because it always is things, thoughts, and truth. Here's thoughts, and here's our things, okay? So let's start with emotion. E, break it down into its context of how it's written and in the energy of it. E, standing for energy, and motion representing the river, okay? The movement, energy in motion or out of motion in your energy field, this torus field, okay? And so E, motion, is exactly that. It's energy in motion. So any energy is simply easy to understand. Is energy is as simple as a thought. If you have a thought, that's an energy. And I want you to think about, you think a thought, you think a thing, you think something negative, you think something positive, whatever it is, a thought. And I want you to imagine that you send it down a river, but it's kind of floating on a leaf. So it's following the river wherever it goes. It's just floating. And energy goes in a direction that you are focused on. So even if it's unclear, as long as you have faith in that direction and you trust in it, feels good to go that direction, that's the direction it will go. It will float, right? So if you're not paying attention to the energetic motion that's moving through you, you're guaranteed to get blocks. And those blocks get stuck like leaves and debris, like on the side of the bank of that river, and it starts building up. And then they need to be redirected back to flow down the river. So if they're getting stuck in the shoulder and stuck in the neck and stuck in the side or stuck in the stomach, right? Think of it the same way, like your emotions, that river that we needed to move the leaves out of the way to get back on the path, like your emotions are the same way. They need detox. And if you do not detox them, they're going to get buildup. So pay attention to the energy that's building up, right? Because when emotions do not have motion, right, you will feel and become, ready, emotional. E, energy, is not in motion. So all emotional, right, all becomes emotional buildup in your body. And guess ready, you know what it feels like? Pain, tightness, weight, sadness, that we're all supposed to feel, by the way. Society has told you you're not supposed to feel sad, you're not supposed to feel depressed. Those are just moments. And if you knew how to let it flow like a river, you would be more on top of it and go, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. Everybody has crappy days. Okay. So all the emotions that are building up into a block, making you feel sad or stuck, that's all it is. Emotion, energy that's stuck or stagnant from motion. And because we're a society that has numbed and dismissed emotions for so long, you guys, right? So that we could mute. Basically, what society was trying to do was mute your intuition, right? Which basically resides on emotional feeling or an energetic feeling. And we've become afraid of unhappy emotions, right? So then we let them get stuck instead of feeling them and letting them flow through us, transmuting them from discomfort to directing to another location that's away from us, down the river, right? And so instead of letting it pass through, we need to transmute them. Someone says, just acknowledge them. Yeah, acknowledging is what transmutes them, because acknowledging goes, oh, you feel sad. Okay, but I'm going to transmute it by allowing it to flow away, because I'm going to look over here instead. It's like looking at your arm and focusing only on the arm. The arm hurts, the arm hurts, the arm hurts, the arm hurts. If you say, I'm depressed, I'm depressed, I'm depressed, I'm sad, that's all you'll feel, right? And so transmuting that from discomfort to directing it to another location away from us is the same thing. Change their location in our field. So we need to address emotions associated with the pain that we feel in our physical environment or in our physical body, okay? And so it will help you heal the body, my friends, by releasing the boulder buildup in the riverbank. It's banking it. Your body is banking emotions that are not in motion. That's what pain is in your body. So emotional detoxing is asking yourself, are you holding on to an emotional energy that is repeating? And then every time it repeats, you think about, what was I thinking when I felt this physical pain each time it appears? Oh, I was feeling pretty good. And all of a sudden it came back again. What emotion were you feeling? I want you to ask yourselves that. Okay. So that's motion, emotion. Okay. That's the emotional aspect. Now let's focus on mind. Mental detoxing. Mental detoxing is minding your beliefs, my friends. And we are again, just as weak at this department. Disciplining what you will allow into your mind. Most don't even realize that their beliefs are so etched into your nervous system. It is challenged to realize that they're diverting, your thoughts are diverting you away from what you desire, flowing through the river. The mind is controlled by your ego, your shadow beast, right? And your ego wants the safety that it learned up to 7 years of age. So believe it or not, you will recycle your childhood safety tactics to keep you in like a peaceful environment that you held as a child. So if this belief system isn't working now that worked for you as a kid, and it's likely not, right? If you are spiritually awakening and you've been doing the spiritual and emotional and healing work, it's not working for you anymore. But I'm telling you, it's so etched in, you'll go back there and try. So don't worry, it won't stay there long. You're just acknowledging it. So it's crucial that we see what we're trying to recreate to feel safe like you were as a child. And then decide, is this still helping me? Right now, is this helping me? Or right now, is it likely sabotaging me? A lot of you are feeling that when you get fuzziness, you're sabotaging yourself and your soul's going, no, blind herd, look, don't look over there. That's not where you want to go. Does that make sense? So I want you to, all of you right now, to write down this pattern, the sabotaging pattern of safety that you had as a child. I want you to write it down, right? Did you blend in? Were you an overgiver? Were you a caregiver? Were you needy? Were you a troublemaker to get attention? Were you always criticized? So you were trying to be perfect? Were you belittled, shamed, guilted, ignored? Or were you always trying to be the perfectionist so you could be just ignored so they wouldn't bother you because there was chaos in the house? So you were trying to be the balance and the person that kept the peace. Are you seeing these same experiences repeat right now? Right? Are you the fixer? Can you have several? Yeah, you can have a whole bunch of those. But the point being is that are you receiving safety from repeating those childhood habits? I'm telling you, none of you are. That's why you get fogged out and why you kind of get glossed over and going, I'm not on the right path. What's wrong? Why does this not feel right? Because you're trying to go back to the old blueprint that doesn't work anymore. All of you who've been on my calls for the last several years, there's no way you can go back there. But I'm trying to tell you why you're feeling uncomfortable, because you're trying to recreate the old blueprint from childhood and it just doesn't work. And you're like, darn it. But then when you try the new blueprint, it gets nerve-wracking because you're like, but I don't know how to do this new road. My answer is yes, you do. Your soul will never misdirect you. I promise, I promise, I promise. Okay. Now let's get to physical, when you're looking at that from the mind, right? Now that the mental detoxing is listening to those bullshit beliefs. Okay. Listen to yourself saying, and I want you to think about this, how you're recreating self-sabotage. Okay. I've heard this a lot lately. Oh my God, I always get sick. I'm going to get the vid. Oh, really? Who told you that? I have so many times, and I'm going to get it again. I'm allergic to everything. I'm going to feel terrible. I'm allergic to all the trees, everything. So I'm just going to get sick. I just don't know if I can go to a place with lots of pretty flowers because I just know the pollen, all pollen gets me sick. I have cancer in my family. I know I'm going to get it too. I'm just happy being single. I don't need anyone. But you really do want to share your life and grow with someone. But that's a bullshit story. I don't need money when you really want freedom. So you use money as your lack reminder for no freedom. Do you say all the time, to hear yourself saying, oh, I'm just cheap. I'm cheap. I'm a tight ass. That's bullshit. You have a safety mechanism around money. So find that, then you all of a sudden, you're going to start finding yourself with that money topic of that you're not attracting money when you want it, right? Those, maybe you're unaware of these bullshit beliefs that you don't even realize you guys are manifesting them of blocks in your energy field. These are the ones that you have on repeat because you heard it from childhood, from your parents, and now you brought it in. And there's ways that you're keeping yourself safe. And then there's the ones that others tell you. And then you blindly believe their bullshit stories too. So right now, for your brain to break up those patterns, research is your friend, okay? Because if the word or experience drains you just by discussing it, just hearing someone go, oh, I'm cheap, that's draining. Frugal, saving, budgeting, excitement, having everything you want and still saving them, that's a whole different mindset. But saying I'm cheap, I'm poor, I lack, I don't have enough. And I'm talking about health, wealth, all of it, okay? Research, my friends, okay? It needs to be detox. And if it raises your energy and it makes you feel energized, then you know how to keep it. Then you know the belief is something to keep. But listen to how you talk. I listened. My husband built a St. Jude home this weekend. I got to see my beautiful friend Carrie, and I got to see all these beautiful, my family, everyone was there and it was wonderful. But then when I get to be around a lot of people, I caught people speaking their mental belief systems that were sabotaging them. oh, this is going to make me sick. And I was like, whoa, there it is. Oh, I'm not going to make it on time. Oh, we're not going to have, this is going to happen. I was like, ooh, there it is. So watch it. Pay attention to the thoughts that you have and the words that you speak that are going on repeat. Okay. Now let's get to the physical body. All right. So this one, I just think this stuff is natural for you guys. So I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of it. Metal. Okay. Metal is something that we don't realize that we all need to detox. Okay. I personally believe in detoxing your entire body all the time, but this is a new thing for people. And I think people are told it's going to be difficult and hard. And I do it all the time. And I'm like, well, I don't change my reality. So I thought, well, maybe it's something that people just don't know about. So metal gets stuck in your physical body. And the amount of metal inside of it, depending on how much you're exposed to, will impact how your physical body feels and how weighted and blocked it feels. Okay. And I'm not referring to like natural minerals and elements. Okay. I'm referring to heavy metals that wreak havoc in your physical body. And many have no idea this is occurring. Okay. Modern medicine does not address this at all. Okay. And if they did, sometimes they do if there's no other outlet, right? But they rarely do. And when they do, because if they did address this, you guys, they would have to acknowledge that most childhood and adult jabs, if you know what I'm talking about, are laced with heavy metals. And then our most recent jab with graphene oxide, which is a metal, okay? But it's not just in the jabs, okay? So it's in our food, it's in your old, those of you who are old enough, it's in your dental work, it's in your medications, it's in water, everything is laced with it. And so here's my point, only you can intervene, okay? Only you can intervene. Now, yes, you can go get testing and find out which ones you have. To me, it's not necessary, okay? Why I've done it all, that's why I'm telling you, it's not necessary, okay? Yeah. Someone just made the best comment of the night. If we did this and we released all of this, you wouldn't be sick anymore and there would be no more sick care. So why do you want to release this? Because heavy metals such as, these are the big ones, aluminum, mercury, cadmium, they like to go to the brain, okay? And when they get into the brain, it blocks the nerve transmission and it leads us, to fogginess, as well as neuro disorders, okay, as well as diseases, or simply just numbs your intuition, going even to the pineal gland, okay? And so it then blocks our ability to have emotion when you have nerve disorders and nerve interruption, okay? Now, it can be removed. And it can be removed very easy, right? If you don't detox it, you can get sick from it, right? And people go, but what's wrong with me? Maybe it's just simple heavy metal buildup, okay? So yes, it can be removed, but remember, removing it too quickly can get you sicker than you already feel. So I'm going to give you a disclaimer here on this call. I do not encourage fast chelation. That's it's called when you pull metal out of the body, you're chelating it. I do not encourage fast chelation unless it's under a trained supervision of a medical professional or a holistic naturopath doctor, because you can get very sick from doing it very fast, okay? But here's the cool part. You can do it easy, simple processes by detoxing over a long period of time, and it's just as effective. It doesn't need to be crazy expensive or intense. So here's some simple examples of metal detoxing that can be done naturally. You can use these forms, which I've used them all. Zeolite, it's a liquid, okay? A couple drops every day for months, and watch, you'll start feeling it. Humic acid or fulvic acid, they're very good at removing heavy metals. And then here's the cool one, cilantro. Cilantro is just a vegetable. It's fresh, it's delicious. You all know when you cut cilantro, how you can't seem to get it off of your hands, how it sticks to your hands. That's what it's doing inside your body, Okay. I eat cilantro with everything. I try to eat it daily. A lot of times if I'm on travel or whatever, I don't get it then. But if not, it's for sure weekly. I put it on every salad, every meal I can. The herb cilantro out of the produce department. Now, some of you might have fresh gardens, and if you have it, oh my gosh, then grow a lot of it and eat it every day. So this is a simple tip. And people are like, well, I don't know, I can't afford it. And my answer is, you don't need to. You go buy some cilantro and eat it every day. Watch over time. So again, the other thing you have to watch is I'm pretty disciplined at avoiding external items that may bring it back into my body. So I'm very limiting on intake, but I'm also detoxing over time. And if you can do that, limit your intake and then detox over time, you will feel the effects by what your thinking starts to shift. Your clarity is going to come first. You're going to start feeling more clear and present and not so foggy. So remember, the items that are the easiest to get, and you can Google this, you know, how to chelate heavy metals. Again, there's a lot out there, so please do not do it too fast. I'm telling you, you won't feel good from it. Or go to someone who will help you do it quickly. You can do it through IV. Like I said, there's many ways you can do it. IV, but zeolite, humic, or fulvic acid, or cilantro. Go eat some cilantro every single day and watch what happens. Okay, so detoxing. So the 3 M's to detox are your energy emotional blocks, your energy motion, M, emotional blocks, your mental beliefs, and metals. Detoxing baths are amazing too. They are. And they will help as well. So try doing all of the above, but remember, heavy metals they only come out as long as you're chelating them. They need something. Do all of you remember, I'm dating myself here, you guys, this will make you laugh. So if you're old enough, I don't see them in a lot of yards nowadays, but do y'all remember when you were little and a lot of yards would have the volcanic rock, like in their rock of their garden, or yeah, okay, y'all remember that? So you'd pick up the volcanic rock. We would play with rocks as kids and stuff. And I remember we would pick up those volcanic little rocks and play with them. And my hands would be just super dried out, almost like they were scratched, but they weren't. They were just super dry. That's chelation, and that's what zeolite is. It's basically micro ionized volcanic rock. And so that volcanic rock can pass through the cell, but as it passes through the cell, if there's heavy metal there, it's chelated and it grabs onto it. And then it attracts it. Charcoal similar, but it is not a chelator. Okay, so you've got to find chelating products. Charcoal will help, but it's not as chelating. So look for the actual chelation. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure you guys understand that. That's what's happening with metals. So write the 3 down. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to ask yourselves this question. Do I have a disciplined plan for these 3 M's in my life? Okay, I want you to make a plan what you're going to do daily to keep all 3 in check. So emotions. You're either going to talk about them to someone or you're going to write them down. They don't need to fix them. You just need to talk about them to redirect them. Once they're out, you can go, okay, it's out there now. I can sit there and focus on this instead and let it flow away. Okay. So once they're out of you guys, out of the weed and debris of piling up, they flow. Mind, listen to your daily words, and are they energizing or depressing? Do you gravitate towards dark discussion or dreamy ones, light ones? I want you to listen to yourselves. And then the 3rd one, metal, research. What do you consume? And minimally eat a few sprigs of cilantro daily. Okay. Can you do more? Yes, you'll see when you research and Google this, so much comes up, but I've learned that zeolite and cilantro are my 2 easy go-tos, and they're just part of it. If I start getting foggy, I may have been traveling a lot. I may have not been eating a ton of organic. I've been traveling the last couple of weeks. I've noticed it because I've eaten out a lot. So I will go back on cilantro every day starting tomorrow, as well as zeolite drops again for probably a month, and you can feel it pull it out of you a lot easier when you don't have buildup. Okay. So this sounds easy, right? And I want you guys to hear me clearly. I watch daily as I see clients and friends and people who are hungry for information, but are undisciplined in the actions. Okay. And the only understanding that I want you all to be in need of right now to feel better is to understand you need safety. And these three things will help you recreate that the old blueprint doesn't work anymore. And you have to come in and go, how to recreate safety now in your life, instead of the illusion of safety that you created growing up. It may have worked then, but you're an adult now and you're all grown up and you have to create a new one. So the safety that you mistakenly are recreating from childhood to feel safe is only now a simple self-sabotage behavior. It sabotages you. And then if you don't see it or hear it or understand it, you're like, oh, why am I doing this again? Why am I dating that same person again? Why am I taking them back again? Because it replicates some sort of safety that you had as a child. Doesn't mean you're bad. So not realizing that you've associated unhealthy love and environments to safety in your environment now, you're recreating it. So when you recreate it, subconsciously, of course, and unintentionally, you get down on yourself, and then it's just not necessary anymore. And looking at these 3 T's, if you write them on your bathroom mirror, if you write them on a sticky note every day and say, this is my focus, it's crucial that you understand you must start disciplining yourself on the small things. And then once you discipline on those 3 little things, those 3 M's every day, each will build onto the next, right? Discipline. These 3 things every single day. Why? Because science is such a big topic right now, my friends. And it's because we're moving into the golden age, the age of Aquarius, okay? And why I think this is so funny is Aquarius rules science and technology. So science that you've been given up to this point as misinformation science and woo-woo science, and that doesn't make any sense science, as you were unaware that you could research these things, they were less valued. Why were they less valued? Because someone called it earlier sick care, right? Or big money making you sick industry. If you used energy and cilantro, then they would make no money on you, right? So this is my point. They have the most power if you're sick. So you've been uneducated for the last probably 10,000 plus or more years. Okay. That is the science that's coming. The Aquarius energy, I'm telling you, as bad as the external they want you to look at, I call bullshit, because the science of energy is what we're moving into. Spiritual technology and how energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be manipulated and directed and transmuted into some other form. So now it's your turn, my friends, to learn that you can transmute and redirect energy in your physical form any way you like, and as simplified as you like. And I mean, not just in your physical body, but your physical environments. If your thoughts about money suck and you're critical and you were criticized and you're not enough, you're going to have that same thought about your reality in your world. And you're going to look for people to come criticize you energetically, subconsciously, to make you not make money. It's that simple. It's everything and anything that's impacted by your reality right now. That's how this is happening, energetic redirection. So motion is movement, and movement is flow, and flow creates a go frequency of where you want to go. And where you go, right, will be up to you with what you know and where you direct it. So if you know these 3 M's, your emotional, your mental, and the metal. I brought up the metal because it's in every damn jab your child, you, and anyone else around you has gotten. People don't want to hear it, but if you research it, you're going to see how much metal's been put in your body. I'm going to throw you a funny one on this one. So if you know them, remember, use them as your root base of understanding that they have the power to redirect your entire reality into a different atmosphere, into a different frequency, and most importantly, a different reality. Most of you don't understand. Go back and research. You want to know when Alzheimer's started getting kicked in? About in the late 70s, early 80s is when the flu shot, which is laced and loaded with heavy metal. Guess when Alzheimer's started kicking in? Shocker. You can't believe everything on one thing though. Remember, it's in our food, it's in the drink, it's in all things until you start researching what you want into your body. It's cumulative, someone said, absolutely. So it just builds up. If you got one and you got rid of it and you detoxed it, it wouldn't have mattered. But we've been building all this stuff for so long, and now you're here saying no. No to these 3 M's. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, guys. So let's do a, someone says, read The Invisible Rainbow. I have not. I will find out about it. Sounds exactly like right up my alley. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a planetary update. So here's the good news. You guys ready for some good news? Virgos are feeling this the most intensely right now. So any Virgos on here? I don't know if there are any Virgos, but if there's any Virgos on here, I got good news. All of us are feeling it. This retrograde was one of the most intense, even for me. Whew, this was a painful retrograde. Mercury retrograde ends on Wednesday. You can feel the energy already starting to lighten up. Isn't that great? And so it'll stop on Wednesday and start moving forward. It stops actually, I think, late Tuesday night, and Wednesday it's in stable motion. And then on Thursday, it's literally forward motion again. So it's good. The next good news is that there's a new moon in Virgo on Wednesday, the 14th. So the new moon is actually conjunct that Venus, that Mercury. So they're sitting on top of each other. So if you are a Virgo, it's sitting also on your sun sign. It's late on the East Coast, like 9:40. So us in the Pacific, it would be like, what is that? 6:40, 6, 7, 7. Yeah, like 6 o'clock, almost 7 o'clock at night. Okay. So it's a full day into that new moon, but you're already feeling it. Okay. So it's an earth sign. Virgo's earthy, right? So it's all about getting things organized. It's analytics, it's perfection, it's details, fine tuning your schedules, focusing on self-improvement. So this new moon is bringing that kind of energy and those kind of vibes to us. How you work, that's the Virgo rules: work and service and health. So how you work and how you serve others needs to be analyzed by you right now and saying, how do I want to do this? Are you seeing your dormant tendencies and cleaning up your delivery? Or are you seeing that you need to be a bit more orderly and planning and disciplining your focus so that it is where you want to go? That's what this new moon wants, because remember, new moons are new beginnings. And so it's a new beginning with Mercury going forward, with contract communications, things that you may have gotten to big, tiffs about and arguments with people. They're going to clean themselves up and start moving forward. The new moon also is going to remind us that we're playing for the long game. Okay. Nothing that is long lasting is always something that comes quickly. So because it's the sign of physical health, this is why I was telling you cilantro or zeolite, right? It's going to ask you to review what needs to be analyzed. As I shared, simply start detoxing the 3 M's. This alone will shift your reality and your health. So are you taking in toxins? Or are you even analyzing things? Are you analyzing your thoughts? Are you analyzing your emotions affecting your health? So this moon may be what's inspiring you to start evaluating like how you take care of your health or your wealth or your schedule or your life. It doesn't mean it's negative. It's just going, okay, I'm going to reevaluate. What do I really want? Do I feel stuck? Do I have pain in my body? Is it pain in your shoulder? Are you carrying the weight of the world? Do you need to analyze that a little bit? That's simple. Cool. Okay. Everybody tap in here. Tap into the nervous system. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. I'm going to add to it again tonight. Say, I feel courage. I feel love. I feel truth. I see love. I see courage. I see truth. And I know love. I know courage. And I know truth. Use all the chakras. Okay. So your challenge for this next week, do you really know what you consume daily? Do you? Mentally, do you really know if you consume metals? Do you know if you consume mentally? And do you know what you consume emotionally? Think about it. Write that down. I'm going to open up the Q&A. What area are you going to focus on detoxing and why? Okay. All right, let's see. I got a lot of questions coming in here on this stuff. So let's see what's coming in. Someone just said, for the past year, I've been using baking soda instead of deodorant. Ooh, good job. Hey, a lot of you don't realize that most deodorants on the market have aluminum in them. They go right into your lymphatic system, and the lymphatic then takes it right into the bloodstream. And if it's not pulling it out, they weed their way in and they create havoc. So this is amazing. I've eliminated metals being absorbed into my skin. Not only does it eliminate odor, but also sweat. I use a damp fingers to dip them in a box of baking soda and rub it into my pits. Works fantastic, and it's all natural. It's awesome. He's right on the mark. I love it. So good, and it's so natural. You can add, if someone is like, it's not staying, or women or whatever, it's coming off, or powdery, you can add a little bit of coconut oil to it, mix it in, empty out one of your old containers and put it in there, and then put it in the fridge or the freezer. It'll harden up a little, and you can use both and you can make your own homemade, FYI. And it has no aluminum in it. So yeah, great tip he just made is there's a lot of aluminum in our deodorants. So go look for ton of them are on the market now. Dr. Teal's is a really good one. And I want to call it Native is one of the other one, a charcoal one that my husband and I use. And I love the smell. That's why I get it. Okay, so that's one. Yes, let's see. This next one says, it's so frustrating. We are not taught this in school. If we did this for years, we would be stronger, right? And yes, we would. I want you guys to understand this, that you're all awakening to going, this is something you already know in your soul, right? You're like, I'll try that. Like he just said, I'm going to try this, because you already know these things naturally work in your soul. Humanity, the Earth Gaia, Mother Earth, the planet is also, remember, has Schumann resonance, it has a heartbeat, okay? And Earth Gaia was a lower frequency for a long time as well. So all of our human souls had to come here and raise our frequency, and Earth Gaia raised with us. So the Earth, all these layers that we talked about, okay? Humanity needed to go and raise their frequency and understanding of energy together, right? And so many have known all this information forever, but it was repressed or suppressed for so long. It's just like you simply forgot. And now the Earth has raised her frequency because, right, if you missed last week, go re-listen to last week. We are in layers of imprints of the universe, the galaxy, Earth Gaia, our physical body, the cells in our body are all ecosystems that are imprints of each other. And so now that we're raising our frequency, we can see higher ones that are made inside of us as well that have been dormant. So they're just simply asleep. And now you're all waking up to see your energy power, and now you can take it back, i.e. as simple as deodorant, as simple as cilantro, right? Like that's how basic this is turning, which is pretty cool, right? Now, these are just simple things, but one thing, it now builds onto the next thing and the next thing. And pretty soon it's amazing. And you have a whole, buildup of it. Let's see, there's essential oil for perfume to get rid of all chemicals. They also raise havoc. Yeah, perfumes have a ton of stuff, cleanse everything with a lot of these toxins and hormones, you guys. So you're all going to learn the more you research. All right, let's see. Women's skincare products have to be analyzed too. Yes, they do. That's a big one. I mean, we're putting this stuff all over our face. We're putting it on our body. We're eating it. So guys, I don't want you to get hyper vigilant to the point where I started getting anxiety over everything, right? And then I realized as long as I'm doing it on a daily basis, sometimes a few toxins are going to hurt you, but it's when you never address it, that's when you start getting toxic buildup and you don't feel well. Okay. So I'm having a hot flash. The joys of womanhood. Okay. So let's see. All right. Someone here is asking, I get where you're going. I get this is a really, really good thought pattern or question. How does our personal chart affect us on this? If we are all imprints of the galaxy, why are we having different experiences? This is so good. Your soul, my friends, is energy. Okay. Your soul made a deal to come down onto Earth plane where it's 3D physical. Okay. And that energetic soul chose that date to pass through the galaxy, to imprint with that blueprint of energy that the planets were emitting at that specific time and place to set you up to have experiences that you need to have to get your personal attention. You personally, okay? So if you skipped paying attention to that specific experience, you were supposed to learn, let's say at 39, right? Or whatever age you were, that keep repeating these lessons from 10 and 12 and 20, you created other set points in your blueprint on your astrological map to keep you focused on a karmic lesson that you came to learn. You could learn the lesson at 10, that's fine. But you came here to complete your karmic understanding of who you are as a soul. And you will and can become anything you want to heal, anything you want to do, anything you want, as long as you understand and validate what you don't like is why you came here and what you came here to complete. Okay, which means you have superpowers to do things that you do not enjoy, but they're simply dormant, energetic, emotional memories that you have avoided. Okay, and that will help keep you, and they're going to help you become more empowered and more confident as you evolve. So yes, the answer is we all have different blueprints that we came down into the earth, 3D earth plane in physical form to experience. And some of you, it may have been a serious illness. Some of you, it may have been to experience poverty or financial, lessons. Some of you, it may have become to learn about death. Some of you, it's career, vocational experiences of parenting. Some of you, it's family drama. Some of you, it's intimacy. Some of you, it's mental health. Some of you, it's this spiritual awakening, and you've been fighting the spiritual truths. You've all chosen this. And I can look at every single one of your charts sitting on this call right now and tell you exactly what you chose. The challenge is you don't want to see what you chose. I look at what I chose every day and I'm like, dang it. The new hoodies and sweatshirts, go on to IDeserveItNow.com, shop, see all these new shirts and all the Dawn mantras that I have on the new shirts and hoodies. I was like doing all these shirts and apparel, and I was like, okay, universe, so you told me to come here and raise the self-worth of the planet on print, publishing, and teaching, right? So I was like, okay, well, I can do it one sentence at a time on a shirt, or I can do it a whole book, or I can do it on stage. It's still being me. It's still my karma of why I decided to come here and help raise the frequency with my voice. Whether it's on your sweatshirt, whether it's in your book, or whether it's right here on the Truth Tribe. That's my point. You all have a different one. Validate that. And it won't be as hard. Because as hard as this is for all of you to understand, you chose what you are experiencing, which is why I harp on all of you to go back and look at your blueprint of your chart on your astrology. Remember, you can get your free chart on my website. It's on the tools page, and go to free birth chart. Go print your free birth chart. Look for your north node and your moon. You will know what you're here to do and learn. I'm here to be on stage to bring you new doctrines of understanding of seeing what you can't see. That's what I'm here to do, and find a way to enjoy it. I don't enjoy it as much as you all think. Like, I know I'm all animated and excited, but a lot of this stuff I teach you, I've been doing my whole life. So I kind of like, do they really want to know this? Doesn't everybody know this? And then I find out like, oh, wow. A lot of people don't know about cilantro. So I know when I got very, very sick with heavy metal and mercury poisoning from all the mercury and the metal in my teeth, I found out why I had to go through that. It was in my chart. So I could teach you, right? And so this is why I'm here. It doesn't mean that I enjoyed it being sick, right? So now I'm much better at it because I didn't avoid it and I kept it simple. That's why you're here and why you all have different blueprints. Make sense? Okay. Okay, we have a couple minutes here. There's another one came in here. This says, what is chelation or the cilantro a chelator? Yes. Okay. So, okay, guys. So chelation therapy, what chelation is basically, it's just a way to remove heavy metals from the blood. And the big ones are lead, arsenic, mercury, iron, cadmium, and nickel. Those are the few big ones that they look for, even if you do testing, okay? You can go get a heavy metal test, but like I said, if you do chelation, it's going to pull it out one way or another, and do it slow. Chelation is what, it's funny, I was talking about this earlier, is a type of bonding of ions. And so the molecules of the metal ions, they attach to the separate ions between a ligand and a metal ion, right? And the ligand would be like the volcanic rock I was talking about, and has all those little pores in it. And then the metal gets stuck in the pore and it pulls it through. Now this is at micro-ionized state. So it's so tiny, you can't see it in the liquid, but it's in there, okay? And so these ligand, we'll call it volcanic, tiny, teeny micro, we'll call them micro volcanic rocks that are passing through your cell. They're called chelates. And these chelators, chelating agents, and they're all in different versions, so I'm just using the ones I'm teaching you. There are many ways you can get it into your body. You can get it in through the zeolite, the fulvic acids, the cilantro. You can go to a naturopath, and they can give you IV chelation. There are supplements for the simple cilantro, right? Like, so there's many ways, but that's what chelation is. It's this ligand, again, molecule that's attaching, and it basically is like a magnet to the metal. And then it slowly just pulls it out of the cell and out your body. Okay. Okay. There you go. Let's see if there are any other questions that are coming in here. How can we stop repeating patterns when we may not be aware we are in the middle of one, whether it's a relationship with food or a person or money or etc.? So I'm going to ask you guys a simple question. It's a very good question. I'm going to ask you all to think about a pattern that you don't see, okay? Let's not worry about the actual pattern. Let's talk about something that makes you sad. Like when you're in an experience right now, and I want you to ask yourself, what about this do I need right now? And I mean need, like, do I need to feel belittled? Do I need to feel needed? Do I need to feel like a caregiver? Do I need to feel like a fixer? That was my big thing for most of my life. Because it was my career, I didn't think twice about, of course I want to help you. Of course I want you all to feel amazing. I love you all, right? I love everybody. Like, I don't understand what this world is like. So for me, that would have been why do I have to fix this right now? And the answer is, this is my day, my moment, my lunch, my whatever. I spent time making a lunch for me. Why am I letting this person come in, bring their drown, their worry, their misery, their I need you moment into now for me? So I want you to ask yourself, when you don't realize, how do you stop repeating patterns you're not aware of? If it's a pattern you keep seeing, that you're frustrated or arguing with another person, or you're arguing with yourself, or you're going somewhere, you're having an experience, or you're having a conversation with someone, you're like, this doesn't energize me. Does this energize me or deplete me? Does this raise my frequency and make me feel alive? Or does this make me feel depleted and exhausted? The reason I'm saying that is when I think about money, this person says, does going to get money sound exhausting to you, or does it make you feel alive? Then money isn't the problem. Does going to do this thing give me more freedom if I organize my schedule and my time or whatever? Does it give me more freedom? Or does it drain me? No, I feel like I have to work more. Well, then that's not the thing to give you freedom to work to go get more money. That makes sense? So when it's in a relationship with a person and you're having conversations with the person about a thing, think about the conversation that gets you the most triggered to depletion and tired, and it runs you down. It's almost like a brick wall when you talk to them about this topic. But this topic, when you talk to them, you're fun, you're laughing, and you're light. Does that help? So I want you to ask yourself, what about this whatever it is, do I need right now? Does that make sense about right now? Because right now, you're probably recycling a safety, memory, emotion, or repetition cycle from childhood and bring it into your adulthood right now, and you think you're in charge, but it's really your shadow beast ruling you, running you, programmed energy that's keeping you alive. And if you said right now, if I ask myself this question and get in the habit of asking this question, ask it of everything. Yes, everything. Not just with, that's why I was saying this person asked about food, a person, money, etc. I want you to ask it about everything. Right? So I don't like getting the mail. So I ask myself, what is it that I have to dislike getting the mail right now? Do I have to? I don't have to dislike it. That was when I was younger. What is it about wearing shoes? Is there something problem with it right now? No, I just want to go be barefoot. I like feeling barefoot on the grass, on the dirt. I like it. Even when it's dirty, people are like, oh, is that bad on your feet? I like it. Why do I feel bad about it? I don't want to put shoes on. What is this giving me right now? It's bringing me energy. It makes me feel energized. It brings my vibration up. Being barefoot. Does that make sense? So does that help you guys understand that? So asking yourself on every question, every conversation, every thought you're having, when you're like, I should go do this right now. Ask yourself, why do I need this right now? You will ask yourself, I don't think I need this. Why am I feeling like weird or off when I eat this thing right now? Your body will tell you. Okay, so these 3 M's will help you focus on the emotions, the mind, and the metal. The metal will start clearing out everything. Now, yes, there are tons of detox baths. I actually have the detox bath on daily. I think Daisy, if I didn't, I will post it again. I posted a really great detox bath to pull all the graphene oxide, the toxins, the heavy metals out. You do have to take them often. So I say eat cilantro all the time as well. But does that help? Does that help explain? Okay. Any other questions, my friends, on this topic? No? So I did so good. That all totally makes sense to you of how you can start taking back your power. Now, please don't get overwhelmed with how much is out there. You will. If you start researching, you can go down some rabbit holes that'll kind of get you like, holy cow. Don't get freaked out because your soul brought you here at this moment of time. You picked a chart, you picked a reality, stop getting fearful of all the fear mongering out there. We're moving into the golden age. So energy will heal anything within the cellular makeup of your body. Okay, everything. And we're moving into this spiritual technology of healing. And so it won't matter what old technology and old medicine, don't get me wrong, modern medicine is not going to die. It's just going to get transmuted into a healthier version of healing. Less painful, less toxic. It will actually heal you instead of toxify you. That's the difference. Okay. Okay. So remember to go on Daisy. I will pop into their reminder of the chelation and actually the detox baths and anything else you guys have for questions. Remember. So I want to throw at you one last thing tonight. I want you guys to throw at me in Daisy or in Instagram or wherever you follow me. PM me. I would love to know if there's a masterclass you guys would like to learn, right? If there's a topic that you're like, I really would like to learn more to be more powerful in this area. I think I cover all the bases. The one I don't talk about as much is really like indoctrination, but I think I kind of do. As I share with you, you've been programmed, right? We have to reprogram ourselves. So we talk about self-worth, we talk about money, we talk about family and communication. We talk about security. I think I cover all the bases. So I want to make sure there's not something out there that you're like, I really want to learn more about this spiritually, energetically, galactically, where do you want to go? So I would love for you guys to throw at me some Q&A or some topics. If you want some masterclasses on, I'm going to bring them up for you. Okay. So go tap on Daisy again. If you go to ideserveitnow.com, tap on your dashboard, pick one of them or pick Daisy and start writing on the dashboard wall for the Truth Tribe. And I will go check them and see what's coming up. Someone wants to have a masterclass on propaganda and how we empower our energy or strengthen ourselves. I'm going to tell you a topic right now on propaganda. Don't focus on it. Everything's propaganda up to this point. You focusing on anything that you don't like in your body is you taking back your power, and there will be no propaganda around it. I don't care what someone tells you, this is better, this is right, this is wrong. Take back your power. Okay. So check Daisy, check Instagram Messenger. I will go in and find you. If not, I will see you next week. You guys have an amazing week and have a wonderful day, wonderful evening. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.